Tonight, Kiss hosts a special concert on board a private boat in Port Lincoln, and total fire bans in place amid predicted catastrophic conditions.
With the latest from around the region, your nightly news with Louise Hedger begins now.
Good evening. 8 lucky Kiss fans have had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity today with an exclusive sea concert outside of Port Lincoln. It's the only performance the iconic rock band will perform in Australia for the year.
A quick sound check and they're good to go. As legendary rock band Kiss headlines its first sea concert right here in Port Lincoln. 8 lucky guests from across the globe invited on board for the exclusive show.
To score one of the tickets was a surreal moment. It was, for me, just like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and opening up that golden ticket to click on Airbnb on sale now. Incredible.
The iconic rock stars minus Paul touched down yesterday afternoon ahead of today's performance, meeting with local fans and posing for photos. 10-year-old Clay got the chance to unleash his inner rock star by wearing Gene Simmons' glasses.
We went downstairs and then we saw Gene Simmons, so we got a photo with him. He gave me his sunglasses to wear for the photo. The
young fan getting to meet his rock idol again this morning, but with a bit more makeup on.
Fist bump, fist bump. Oh!
Guests on board Adventure Bay charters hit the water at the crack of dawn this morning as they made their way out to an undisclosed location, getting front row seats to the legends of the rock world and the predators of the deep.
We get to not only go and see Kiss in an extremely intimate experience out on the water, but to include the shark experience with that is something pretty exciting.
The concert is part of Airbnb's latest worldwide animal campaign. The trio of rock stars are set to fly home later tonight. Nathan Richter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Fire crews have spent this afternoon battling to contain a grass fire which broke out on the Upper York Peninsula. Fire trucks and water-bombing aircraft were tasked to attack the blaze, with residents warned of risks around smoke and falling trees and branches.
Blackened crops stretching for kilometres. This is the aftermath of a rapidly moving grass fire between Port Broughton and Butte, which started today.
A header operating near Wickerna, the township of Wickerna, which is south of Port Broughton, started a fire in the crop. 8 CFS units were deployed to the fire ground, along with 6 aircraft.
It could have had disastrous consequences, but units were quick to respond, launching their attacks fast on the ground and in the air amid concerns over the hot and windy conditions.
It was a quick response, and the fire was the forward rate of spread was halted very quickly.
Authorities are yet to determine the cause of the fire, but it is no longer posing a threat.
It's currently contained. There is still a lot of mopping up to do.
CFS crews from across South Australia are bracing themselves for a big week of fires, with catastrophic conditions predicted for Wednesday.
Record heat in some locations and catastrophic fire dangers for the Lower Eyre Peninsula, the York Peninsula, the Mid-North and the Mount Lofty Ranges as well. For the remaining districts, severe to extreme fire dangers.
We ask people not to undertake any activities which are risky, to be vigilant, to take care, and of course, I'd reiterate the message to have a plan.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
South Australia will be under a total fire ban tomorrow ahead of Wednesday's hot weather forecast. The CFS has placed the ban due to extreme and catastrophic fire danger conditions expected across the state.
None of the areas of the state, importantly, are in low risk at all, and we're very concerned on Wednesday. We therefore are taking the precaution of a fire ban on Tuesday, and it's very likely that a total fire ban for the state will be in place on Wednesday as well.
Temperatures of up to 43 degrees are predicted for parts of the state. Combined with high winds, the CFS says if a fire breaks out, firefighters won't be able to control it. Authorities are reminding residents to stay safe and be alert. A 19-year-old Port Lincoln driver on his P-plates has been slapped with a hefty fine after allegedly being caught speeding at Cow yesterday. The teenager was pulled over just before midday by police after it received reports of a speeding driver on the east coast. Police say they caught the driver travelling at 147 kilometres an hour in a 110 speed zone. The man was issued with a raft of traffic offences totalling more than $2,500. A Pride event aimed at highlighting the importance of inclusion and support has been held for the first time in Port Augusta. Dozens turned out for Lions Pride, a collaboration between Headspace and Prism.
Filled with colour, Port Augusta's Lion Park taken over by rainbows. Headspace collaborating with Prism to hold the Lions Pride event over the weekend, a first for the LGBTIQA+ community.
Invited some young artists and store holders to come down and have an event, raise some awareness and just show that Port Augusta's a welcoming community for everyone.
The day filled with games, live music and local market stalls. Attendees able to send postcards to loved ones and sign the rainbow flag in an effort to highlight the importance of inclusion and support.
Growing up there was never anything like this, and it's just amazing to see the people that have come out today to show their support.
Organisers say events such as this one are a step in the right direction for the community.
Still a long way to go for sure, but you can tell just from the people that have rocked up and the fact that we've been able to hold this event that things really have improved.
Their goal, to entertain as well as inform and educate.
I guess sometimes people get a bit worried about what they don't know, and here's a chance to come down and meet people and talk and hang out and have those conversations and find out bits and pieces.
As with November being Pride Month, the event is a perfect opportunity to celebrate.
Just a special time for the rainbow community and a chance for people to get involved and show their support.
A big job for the organisers who say it was all worth it.
I also hope that it helps us in the future to be able to do the event again and again and just improve and have more support and more people here.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Police are calling for the community's assistance to help identify 2 suspects involved with a sports club break-in at Atherton on the York Peninsula last week. Around 2 o'clock on Tuesday morning, 2 men broke into the property on the main street, stealing food, drinks, a coffee machine and a defibrillator. One suspect was wearing a hooded piping hot jumper and the second a green hooded jumper with dark coloured pants. Both were wearing masks which covered their faces. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. A man has been airlifted to hospital after a serious crash on Woolaroo Road, North Munter last night. Just before 8:30, emergency services attended the scene where a Mitsubishi ute had crashed into a tree. The passenger was taken to the Woolaroo Hospital while the driver was airlifted to Adelaide in a serious condition. Police are investigating the circumstances of the crash and are asking anyone with information to come forward. Still to come tonight, Port Augusta locals asked to help decide what happens to a Port Augusta jetty, and dozens of girls take part in a soccer tournament in Whyalla. Over 100 girls from across regional South Australia gathered in Whyalla over the weekend for the 2nd regional soccer carnival. 5 teams competed, with some travelling from as far away as Ceduna.
The Upper Spencer Golf has a proud soccer history, but until recently it was a male-dominated environment. However, the amount of females registering to play the sport is increasing, with multiple teams developing.
Got a full team of girls in Whyalla. The Girls of Steel team is full now, and it's continually growing. We've expanded that this year, and it's really, really good to see girls just wanting to have a kick.
Girls from as far away as the West Coast gathered in Whyalla for a carnival. 5 teams, including 3 from the Steel City, took part in the round-robin event. In its 2nd year, many of the players were grateful for the chance to play the sport they love.
Won both the games and it's been a great experience.
They are a pretty good competition, and I'm normally used to the mixed teams, and the mixed teams are mostly made up of boys.
Some of them are going to go further, some of them are going to just enjoy playing soccer, and that's fantastic as well. It's all about participation, but for those that want to develop, giving them the opportunity to develop and thrive in playing
Football Federation South Australia says female playing numbers are rapidly expanding. They've credited the recent success of the national team as the driving force.
Seeing the likes of Sam Curley, Carpenter out playing really gets the girls ready to grow and wanting to play.
And it's hoped the weekend help kickstart the career of a future national representative.
I think having carnival, having all the games, being with your friends, it's the first great step.
Are you enjoying the fact that girls are getting an opportunity to play now and have a bit of competition?
Yeah, because not everything's about the boys.
John Hunt, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Community input is being sought about what to do with the remnants from a jetty in Port Augusta. The council says it wants to recycle parts of the jetty as it holds special memories for so many.
A new life ahead for Port Augusta's East Side Mill jetty. Refurbishment of the historic structure up for debate, with what exactly it will be turned into to be decided by residents. Taking inspiration from other towns and their ways of repurposing old jetties.
It's a great initiative that's happened around the state and other places. It's just an opportunity where we may be able to build some timber on the foreshore or put placards up just to recognise the history.
A memento for the city after the jetty was demolished at the beginning of the year.
The jetty was here for over 100 years, so it's a very important part of Port Augusta and the history is very important. Although we can't have it here physically, we'd like to have the memories.
Holding value to many community members and their families, hopeful to continue the legacy.
And there's a lot of people who lived here all their life and it's a great opportunity to share it with their grandchildren and just explain where they came from and what they were for.
The survey will be open until the end of the month and is available online or from the City Council. Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Ignite Cheer and Dance have captivated the audience at their second Impact performance. The concert is aimed at highlighting the importance of mental health, with many members sharing their personal stories. $900 was raised, with 100% of the proceeds donated to Headspace Port Augusta. Stage 1 of Wyala's Bennett Oval redevelopment is almost complete. With a new sprinkler installed and round-the-clock management of the turf, council crews are working hard to meet AFL Oval standards.
From a construction site to a modern sporting field, a dedicated Wyala Council turf team has been working for 2 months to revitalise Bennett Oval's playing surface.
The ground is coming on nicely. Behind us, you'll see the construction activities progressing as planned.
Almost 3,000 metres of PVC piping and 170 sprinklers have been installed, with the oval watered every day.
They go on a cycle for about 4 hours and we do about 2 cycles every night. And that gets about 10 millimetres of water on it.
With the water flowing, they're working to keep the grass healthy.
We'll keep managing the oval with some fertilisation, constant mowing, things like that. And
new goalposts will also be installed before Christmas. They're aiming to complete the project in February, ahead of March's AFL pre-season game between Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs.
We'll finish everything a month prior to the game, and that will give us time to just fine-tune everything so that we...
Stage 2 is also progressing. The ageing grandstand is now just a shell, with work underway to bring it into the 21st century.
I can't wait to see over 10,000 people surrounded around this oval, all excited, all happy, all enjoying the day.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll have the wrap-up of local cricket and the weather with Brit. Welcome back. Wanderers have proven they're too strong for Solomon Town North in Port Pirie over the weekend. Here's Shari Hams with this week's cricket wrap.
Wanderers won the toss and put Solomon Town North on Memorial Oval's newly renovated pitch. Early wickets saw Solly North in trouble at 40 overs 26. They'll continue to lose wickets, struggling to build any partnerships. Solly's eventually bowling them out for 92. Wanderers made light work for their run chase, losing just the 1 wicket in passing, in total just 20 overs. Young player Jack Dixon top scoring with 59 not out. In the other games, Port Pirie have warmed up for their upcoming Intercity Carnival in style, defeating the Rock River Cricket Association. Over in Whyalla, Rapina were too strong for South, defeating them by 50 runs, while Central skidded north for just 36 and survived an early battling collapse to defeat the Magpies. Over in Port Augusta, Corn defeated South Augusta and Central Stirling were too strong for the Westies, winning easily by 135 runs. Down in Port Lincoln, Lincoln South had a convincing win over Charlton. Tasman easily disposed of Wayback, chasing down Wayback's modest total of 135 for the loss of the 2 wickets. And Southern Air has a big win over Todd River. Liam O'Dare and Hamish Roswell both scoring centuries for the winners, also combining 214-run 3rd wicket partnership.
Now for a look at what's happening with the weather, here's Britt.
Thanks, Louise, and good evening. It's been hot, dry and sunny today. Port Augusta reaching 37 degrees, Whyalla 35, Port Pirie 34, Broken Hill 32, Adelaide 31, Port Lincoln 29. From the satellite, clear skies and dry air under a ridge of high pressure. Moving on to tomorrow, southerly winds on the waters tending southwesterly with seas below 1 metre. Sunrise at 6:06 and sunset just after 8 p.m. It's looking to be another hot and dry day with a bit of cloud about the lower air peninsula. Port Augusta and Woodner both 41, Corn 40, Broken Hill 39, Port Pirie 36, Clare 34, Whyalla 33, Kadina 32, Cleve 31, Adelaide 29, Coffin Bay 27, Port Lincoln 22. Now let's take a look further through the week with very hot and windy conditions forecast across the region on Wednesday, but looking milder Thursday and Friday. Port Lincoln expecting a top of 38 on Wednesday, showers on Thursday, partly cloudy on Friday. Cleve and Woodner both sitting in the early to mid 40s on Wednesday, fine and partly cloudy Thursday and Friday. Whyalla, Port Augusta and Kadina all with maximums in the early to mid 40s on Wednesday, dropping back into the 20s for Thursday and Friday. Port Pirie and Clare both hot and windy on Wednesday, maximums in the early 40s, fine and partly cloudy with milder temperatures Thursday and Friday. And finally to Broken Hill, where it's looking to be hot and sunny on Wednesday with a maximum of 41, fine and 36 on Thursday, sunny again on Friday. And before I go, Louise, just a reminder that there is a total fire ban in place for tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Britt. And that's your local news this Monday evening. Thank you for joining us today. We'll have updates later, but until then, have a lovely evening. Good night.